me tell you a story about going into places where I did not know what to do and that he was with me. I got a phone call from my boss and he said, I want you to find this person in Iraq. And he gave me a name. I'd never been to Iraq in my life. I don't know the language. I don't know anything. He says, I want you to go find him. Great. Go find him. How am I going to go find him? He says, well, you're just going to have to trust the Lord. Right. I'm a little guy from New Jersey, went to a little private school, and now I got to go find a man in Iraq. So I kept praying, Lord, teach me. How am I going to do this? It was kind of exciting. And so I went over to Baghdad, and I had to ask, all I knew was English. I had to ask people at the airlines, where can I get a hotel, because they spoke English. And amazingly, I would go in some of these back streets looking for an address, and I finally found this gentleman. And because my interview with him and talking to him only lasted a few hours, I was ahead of schedule. I was supposed to stay there 3 days. I really wanted to get out of there. So I went down to the desk and I said, I'd like to go to Tehran. And he said, I'll tell you what, there is a bus station. You get on this bus, it goes down to Abadan, then you get a boat across the sea, and you go to bottom part of Iraq, and then you fly up to Tehran. It's simple. I said, okay, I don't know the language. I don't know anything. I keep praying, Lord, you got to guide me. I've never been in a situation like this. And the United States has had no diplomatic relationships with Iraq. So if I got in trouble, I'd be invisible. I'd disappear. No one would know. Talk about fear. So I went down to this bus station. Very different buses than I was used to, because we had other things besides human beings on this bus. And there was a sheep right next to me for many hours on this bus. And I was sitting there, the only non-Iraqi on this bus. And every so often they'd have checkpoints. And these guys would come on with submachine guns. They'd stand in front of the bus, they'd say something Arabic, and they'd point the gun at me, because I'm the only non-Arab there. I didn't know what they're saying. And the fellow in front of me would turn around and knew a little bit of English. He says, passport. Okay, so if they had taken the passport, that's it. But they didn't. They sent it back. People would hand back the passport. This happened several times. And then we'd go out. We went out into the desert. It was a long trip. And it was a sandstorm. I'd never been in a sandstorm in my life. It was so bad, you could only see maybe 30 feet in front of you. So this bus driver had a brilliant idea. It's a 2-lane road. You have a white dashed line down the... He figured in this sandstorm, all he had to do was to straddle the dotted white line and go as fast as he possibly could through the desert storm. Well, that's a brilliant idea, except everybody coming the other way had the same brilliant idea. And I'll tell you, when you're going fast and you only have 30 feet to go on the side, you talk about horrible situations. I'm sitting there just absolutely traumatized by this busload of people and the sheep next to me and this guy going down the middle of the street in the sandstorm. And I tell you, at that moment, I sensed the presence of the Lord. I was all alone. I was stripped of everything I'd ever known in my life. All of my dependencies on people and situations and cars and telephones and what, it was all gone. I go, oh God, you're the only one who knows where I am. No one knows. Lord, thank you. You're here. That's all I can trust, is that you're right here with me. You have not left me. By the time we got in to Abadan, pulled in a bus station, I was in a city, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know anybody in the country. And I'm sitting there, I didn't know hotels. I just was sitting there in the bus station. And they started closing up the doors, pulling down the curtains, and I keep praying, oh Lord, can we communicate somehow? And I don't know, And this boy kind of motions to me. I didn't know where he was going. You know the old saying, fools go where angels fear to tread. That was me. I didn't know. I'm following this kid. It's dark. I'm thinking of the Arabian Nights. You know, they jump out of the side doors and they kill you and nobody knows. And I'm praying the whole time, Lord, you know where this boy is going. I don't know. Can you be my protector? You got to be my protector. I'll tell you, my Christianity became real, and my prayers were very specific and very practical. And as he wound in among all the people that had their little stands with night lights on them, selling things, he motioned for a taxi cab. And he said some things to the taxi cab. Showed me again. Well, there were 5 people in this taxi cab. I was the 6th. And they put me in the front seat next to the window, which was an honor, I guess, except the window did not go up. So I was sitting with a half-open window, and we went through another sandstorm. So I had all this sand coming in. I had to hold my hang bag next to me against the sand coming in. And after, I don't know, it had to be over an hour of driving with these people, the cab stopped, and he motioned the door. The other 5 people didn't get out. It was just me. And he took off. I looked around. Across the street, little dusty street, was this little tiny building. It looked like a house. And I thought, I guess I had to go there. And so I went in there and found out it was it was where the guards stood before people would get on boats to go. It was the exit place, you know? And I didn't know that. I mean, I just felt like God had led me, you know, a foolish that I am, had led me through this whole thing. And then I got in a boat. Well, the boat was an oversized rowboat with a motor in the middle. And that was it. Just me and 2 guys. And these were the 2 workers. And the waves would come splashing against the coat. It was just the 3 of us. I go, okay, now, Lord, they got me now. You know, where am I going to go? I'm being hijacked, I guess. I don't know. And they went for a long time. And then finally, we came up to this humongous ship. And so they threw down this rope and this rope ladder for me to climb up. And I go, Lord, you got to be with me on this. So I climbed up this rope ladder. The other guys were going to bring my luggage up. And when I got over the side of the ship, I looked over I found this boat had been docked parallel to the land. And on the other side of this boat was land. It was Iran. I was amazed. They gave me my luggage. And I've always heard of people kissing the ground. When I got on the ground, I kissed the ground. That God had gotten me out of this situation. And I couldn't be thankful to God enough, because He had shown me, I'm with you to the ends of the earth. When everything else is taken from you, I'm there. You know, I needed that. I needed that because of so many things happened the rest of my life where I was out way beyond where, you know, normal people will go. And God had showed me, I'm with you. I'm with you every step of the way. And so I continued my trip through Iran, back through the Philippines and Taiwan, and came back home. That was really a lesson for me, because in the future, He had so many things for me to do in stepping out where in my flesh, I would never do it. But He had shown me, I'm with you, Dick. Till I call you home, I'm right there with you to the ends of the earth. So now let's go. And that gave me a fire in my belly to really get the Word of God out into challenging situations. That was the beginning of really opening my heart to all things that God could do.